A beautiful morning to you and yours. How are you doing? How was your weekend? And I hope you had a wonderful night rest. And I hope your day is going fine as planned. Good morning to you wherever you are, wherever you are watching me from, wherever you can hear me from. Welcome to another beautiful week. Welcome to an amazing day that the Lord has made. And we all are glad, even as we rejoice in it. Yes, how are you? I'm asking you again, how are you? For me, I'm fine. I'm okay. I just have a little bit of crack in my voice. I had a very strenuous weekend, several programs, and it is really, really telling on my voice. But thank God I'm able to talk and I'm still alive. Welcome to Cedarwood Luxury Online Radio, Nigeria's first real estate radio. My name is David Ibiam, and this is a new week, a fantastic week. Another week to make goodness more attractive, another week to achieve your goals, another week to do things that is pleasing to humanity and also in the sight of God. Welcome to Table Talk. Tell everyone that Cedarwood Luxury Online Radio is live. And this is Table Talk, where we sit and discuss every and anything that is worth discussing. And like I will always say, it is not just all about the discussion, it is about the connection that we make, the information that we pass out, the impact that is being made afterward. And like I would always say, whenever we sit down and talk, it is also part of nation building. We are contributing to nation building. Welcome, mommies, daddies, uncles, aunties, children of all ages. This is Cedarwood Luxury Online Radio. Kindly like, I was about saying 7 things at the same time. Kindly like, comment, and share. Share the live link so that everyone will be part of this segment. It is a segment that I always look forward to because I love to talk about politics. I love to talk about my country, Nigeria. I love to talk about things going on around me. I love to talk about the things that gives us concerns, the things that really bothers us, that really bothers us, and it's not just sitting down to talk. And like I said, we are contributing to nation building. Seated with me this Monday morning is the head of research, P1 Plus, Mr. Simeon Umar. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, David,
Yes,
and
sir.
it's my pleasure to be here again this beautiful Monday morning.
I really, really want to appreciate you. Thank you very much for finding out time to join this session. And I know you will have a meeting with the vice president after now. And
Absolutely.
your private jet is outside waiting for you. And I saw the convoy and the men
Yes, we need to continue doing the best for the nation to get to where it's supposed to be.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Please, let's segue quickly into the very discussions. We have quite a number of stories we want to talk about this morning. Stories making the rounds, stories making big stories over the weekend, and also some of the big stories making the rounds of newspaper this morning. The first story that we have been tracking, we have been following, is from PEPT judgments. Yes. But this time around, I want to take it from the angle of the former vice president of Nigeria in the person of Professor Osinbajo. He has finally reacted. He has finally come out to say something. Before I read from the news, I want to ask this question. They say, to whom much is given, much is expected. While we had Professor Osinbajo as the vice president, a whole lot was expected from him. A whole lot was expected from him, especially from a particular region and religion,
Yes.
right? A whole lot was expected from him. To whom much is given, much is expected.
Yes.
Would you say from his performance, he really met the expectations of Nigerians, majority of Nigerians, a lot of Nigerians?
Well, let me start by saying that when Professor Osinbajo was appointed or chosen by
Yes,
Buhari
elected, yeah.
to be his vice president. There was a very high expectation from him, actually, because of his pedigree,
Yes,
as a
yes.
professor. A lot of things were expected from him. And not even that alone, as a pastor who actually has been a prominent member of a Redeemed Christian Church of God. There was a high expectation that, okay, having somebody like him, there will be a whole lot of transparency,
Yes.
accountability,
Yes,
good
yes.
governance, and there's so many things like that. But I've come to realize that politics is another game that one needs to begin to, you need to kind of be realistic when it comes to politics.
Yeah.
The theoretical aspect of politics is different from the practical aspect of it. Many of us did government subject in schools,
Yes, government and
and they
secondary
were
school.
able to read a whole lot of things about government and all of that. But when it comes to practical aspect of politics, is a different ball game. And because of the high expectation of who we believe Yemi Osinbajo is, we have this high expectation from him being able to also deliver, especially in the aspect of economy. What brought him in then was the president who handled security, being the head of former head of state, as a soldier, because our major problem then was security. And then the economic aspect of it, a professor who was, by virtue of what he studied in school, he'll be able to manage the economy. So there was a very high expectation from them, but it was just a sad story.
Some other Nigerians are of the school of thought that he wasn't allowed, he wasn't given the chance, he didn't have the opportunity.
Well, that's another school of thought. In fact, I could probably agree to that to some extent, and I can also remember I think that was 2019 or 2020 when the president traveled out and he was asked to manage the economy. And to a greater extent, in less than 1 month, we could see the effects.
Yes.
Even though the other side of the other side were saying that he was trying to paint his boss blood and some other thing like that. But to me, he actually delivered within that short period.
Yes.
Of his engagement. And where I could actually agree with the fact that it wasn't given that open floor.
All right.
To
former Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo has reacted to the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal judgment that validated the Independent National 2023 election. A statement he personally signed, which was released by his media office, described the PEPT ruling as victory for democracy and the rule of law. The ruling is a great victory for Nigeria's constitutional democracy and the rule of law, he said. According to Osinbajo, who contested the All Progressive Congress APC primary election and came third behind Tinubu and former Transport Minister Chibuike Amechi, the practice of democracy in the country has been further strengthened. He said it was also a win for democracy, being that all parties faithfully followed the electoral process according to the law and relied on the judiciary in the event of a dispute. Congratulations, Tinubu, Kashim Shettima, and the APC. Nigeria now needs all of us to work together to address our challenges and to deliver the realization of incredible potential of our country. Do you agree with that statement?
Well, I'm not really surprised with the fact that the former vice president came and probably applauded what the judgment, what the tribunal judgment was, because the truth is everybody was complaining about the outcome of the declaration. You know. But I'm not really surprised. It is his party, and of course, he had to support his party.
Sure.
But I was also reading another article by probably one of his aides.
Yes.
I was saying that the outcome of the election, or let me say the judgment that was declared, was not really fair enough. You know, if a vice president is saying this and one of his let me say, handlers, was also saying another thing. That shows that there's a whole lot of things that we need to put into consideration. Even the former president too also correlated at, Tinubu. But I wasn't really surprised, And the truth is, there are so many things that if we are to bring them to the table, it will cause a whole lot of rancor,
Yeah.
Now that they're saying that Abuja is not it's not really special when it comes to 25%, But
so Nigeria has 37 states.
that's what
so
people
we
are
should
saying.
change history
In fact,
now. We should change
the indigenes are
narrative.
now saying that they need their own governor.
Yes,
They also
exactly,
need
because
their
they
own
announced
House of Rep.
exactly.
Because we have already saying that we have 37 states. That's what it means.
Yeah.
And then now people are saying that, okay, where is the capital state of Abuja?
It is probably Oshodi or Ikeja.
So to me, I believe the next stage is the Supreme Court, and I believe we are going to abide by whatsoever that comes after the judgment, because that's just the situation of things on ground.
All right. If you've just joined us, this is Cedarwood Luxury Online Radio, Nigeria's first real estate radio. This is Table Talk, where we sit down, we talk politics, we talk governance, we talk about every and anything that is worth talking about, things that are bothering us as a nation, things bothering us as an individual. And this is also to let everyone know that the Table Talk program comes your way every Monday, 10 a.m. and Friday, divided into two segments. The first segment comes up every Monday, 10 a.m., which is what we are currently doing right now. And we look into politics, we look into the headlines, we look into stories making the rounds. We talk about our nation, Nigeria. We talk about our environment and everything that concerns us as a nation. And then on Friday, which is the second segment of Table Talk, we look into the family, relationship, love, and the society at large. If you just joined us, please feel free to be part of the program via the comment section. I'd love to know where you're hearing us from. I'd love to know where you're watching us from. Like, comment, and share. Let everyone be part of this segment. Do not be stingy. Do not be stingy. Do not be stingy. Tell everyone to tell everyone. But friends, family, all your friends, invite everyone to be part of this wonderful segment. Let's move on to the next story that we have been tracking, that we have been following. Still on PEPT verdict, fate of Nigeria hangs in balance, Catholic bishops. Before I go into into details of that story, would you say that our clerics, from bishops to pastors to prophets and everything, are really or have really done well, or they've done justice when it comes to putting our politicians, our leaders, our political leaders on the right stand, ensuring that yes, these people at the helms of affairs are really doing what they ought to do? Or are they just dancing and playing to the gallery?
I think the role of our spiritual leaders is that have the highest followers, either church or mosque or traditional worshippers.
Yeah.
And then it is very important also that these our spiritual leaders speak truth into power. It's not about just sharing an opinion alone. You need to begin to call our leaders.
Yes.
And begin to tell them the exact thing they need to hear.
True.
In the Bible, we also read about the people or the kind of person like Daniel. We read about Isaiah. We read about Jeremiah. These are the people that are not afraid of the people in power. They ensure that they deliver the message that God gave unto them at that particular time. And so in this time and age, our spiritual leaders, either Muslim or Christian or traditionals, they need to begin to hold their leaders or our political officers into account.
And that reminds me, there was a time, I just remember a Muslim cleric, I think an imam, that came up and spoke against the politicians. Or I can't really, I don't know if you...
Okay.
And he was suspended. A Muslim cleric, some time ago, I think last year or so, I just remember that story. He came up and, talked to the politicians concerning just trying to talk to them and bringing them.
I think the fear of being arrested or being attacked is one of the major challenges we are facing in this country. I could remember a pastor that came and prophesied that this and this were going to happen before the election and after the election. And before we knew, it was pick up. But I believe we shouldn't stop at doing that. Jeremiah was put into jail, and some other prophets that were read in the Bible. I may not know much about Islamic
Yes.
principle, but these people kept saying the mind of God to the people. And I believe we get to it. We need to get to it. We need to get to that point, irrespective of the consequence of what they are going to do to them. They need to speak truth to power.
Amid the lingering controversy over the judgment of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal (PEPT), the Catholic Bishop Conference of Nigeria (CBCN) has said Nigeria currently stands on the precipice of uncertainty as the case moves to the Supreme Court. Addressing the opening ceremony of the 2023 second plenary assembly of the CBCN in Abuja yesterday, I was there, and I really had a nice time yesterday. I was at that conference.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and I think it was, I can't really remember what woke me up from that dream.
Oh, really?
Okay, addressing the opening ceremony of the 2023 second plenary assembly of the CBC in Abuja yesterday, the president of the conference, Archbishop Lucius Iwujuru Ugoji, voiced concern over the conduct of the elections, which he said fell short of people's legitimate expectations and moral legal standards. He highlighted the dismissive approach of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal (PEPT) towards the petitions filed by aggrieved contestants. The Catholic bishop stated, after hearing their petitions, the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal (PEPT) delivered its ruling in a marathon judgment on September 6, 2023. The five justices of the Election Petition Tribunal unanimously dismissed the petitions. According to them, they lacked merit, despite the billions of naira of taxpayers' money appropriated for the provision of beavers technology as a game changer in our general elections. The judges in their ruling tried, among other things, to suggest that it was wrong to expect INEC to keep its promise or obey the electoral regulation of transmitting election results electronically in real time from polling units. While respecting the views of judges, two of the petitioners rejected their verdict as lacking in justice, and so have decided to head to the Supreme Court to seek justice. As this case moves to the next level, the fate of the country continues to hang in a balance, and the future of democracy in our land stands on the edge of precipice. Now, my question is, they want to head to the Supreme Court. I'm of the opinion, personally, to me, I sat down and I thought of this. The whole wahala where they go put, the spending of money and all that thing, I know it is worth it. To a large extent, it is worth it. We knew, everybody was so obvious how the elections turned out. Everything that happened, we can't start mentioning them right now. Now, based on that act, based on everything that happened during the elections, both the presidential election especially, based on the fact that, everything happened, is the more reason, when you are sure of something, when you they shall say no, be you commit that crime, when you have enough evidence, you are sure that yes, I am bold, I can stand and defend this thing, then you can go to court and face any tribunal or panel of judges and all that. It is in the presence of or the absence of confidence, you say you want to now maneuver. Now, they had every right to go to court based on the fact that there are enough evidences. Now they went to court, and the courts did what they did.
Well,
now they are. I've not got it. Please just follow me. We are going to show the follow me. We are still at Beggar.
Right. I'm following you.
Now the tribunal has done their thing. They want to move to Supreme Court. Do you think it is necessary? Because to me, left to me, as a local Nigerian, a normal Nigerian, I just feel, well, you've seen your results.
Yeah.
Check your results and the results of other candidates. Everybody, this person scored 90 over 100. This person scored 100 over 100. You scored 9. and you were denied or whatsoever it is, don't you think they should go back, re-strategize, replan, and come back in the next 4 years than going to Supreme Court?
Well, first of all, I must commend the opposition parties, both PDP and the Labour Party. The truth is, if these people have not taken the legal approach
Yes.
to see to this election issues, probably we won't be where we are today. Because I believe this process is not about them alone, but it's about the people that are following them. It's about the people that voted for them. And to be very honest with you, if not because of what Peter Obi mentioned, that we are going to state it clearly that we win this election.
Yeah.
At the court of at the tribunal.
Yes.
Probably the obedience, let me put it that way, will have caused a whole lot of chaos in the country. But for the fact that Peter Obi came and said, we are going through the process of the law to claim our mandate.
Yes.
And the same thing to Article 2. Article also came and said, we are going to follow due process to claim our mandate. And then when it got to the tribunal and we saw the old things coming out the way it has come up, we still believe that these people have a right to go to the Supreme Court. Because if they don't do that, people will assume that we are living in a lawless country. And we don't need to get to that part. Otherwise, what happened in Gabon, in Niger
and every other...
Yes, will probably happen. But we just want to believe that it has not ended. Let's get to the Supreme Court. Though there are these predictions.
I'm also looking at it from this.
Exactly. That's what people are saying. Yes.
Exactly. I'm also looking at it from the angle of this act alone is really exposing the loopholes in our judicial system.
Yes, I think I appreciate the fact that these people are going through this process to also review the kind of mess we have in our judiciary system. I was reading through the tribunal, and there is about 600 and something pages. And if you look at the copy that is going online, it shows that probably it was prepared by...
we are coming to that. We are coming to that part.
I'm also happy for the fact that our religious leaders are also reading and they are following through the whole process.
Gone are those days where religious leaders are just sitting behind and allowing politicians do. Everybody is now involved. Everybody is involved. And it is no more game. It is no more business as usual.
It's no longer business as usual.
Look at the turnouts during the election. Millions of youth. It was my first time to. You should. Oh my God.
So I'm happy that our religious leaders too, they are following through this process. And it also guide them the kind of prayer they should be praying for the country at the moment. Because if you don't have the right information, you will know the kind of prayer point you should raise for your country. So I believe with this revelation now, our religious leaders, our political leaders, all our traditional rulers, they will begin to know the kind of prayer, because that's the only thing they have to offer for now. The next thing to do is to keep praying for the government and, of course, speaking into the power. They need to do both prayer and speaking truth to the power is very key. So I'm really happy for the fact that they brought it up in the course of their program, and then they were able to also make their fear or their intention known regarding the...
Let's move to the PEPT judgment and watermark saga. Oh, Nigeria, my country, I hail thee. Let me read from the Punch newspaper. The Tinubu presidential logo team has responded to the controversy over its watermark on the widely circulated copies of the judgment of the Presidential Elections Petition Tribunal. The watermarked copy had... Something just dropped in my mind. Let me just say it out. Okay. When we were much younger, we'll go and steal meat in pots. Then we'll come out and our mommy, where are you coming from? What did you go and do in the kitchen? Mom, nothing, no. And the stew is on your mouth. The oil is on your mouth. You didn't do it. You have gone to my pot. Mommy, no. What is on your mouth? How do you want to explain? How do you want to explain? So I'm seeing this scenario as a scenario of a child going to the kitchen to steal meat, to steal pomo or fish, with the watermark of the stew on his mouth, and he's trying to say, "I know, I did not steal meat, oh, I did not steal anything, no." All right, let me read. The watermarked copy had been a subject of controversy, especially on social media, with the critics alleging a sinister move. Responding to the criticism, TPLT coordinator Babatunde Ogala, in a statement on Saturday,